You are sitting in a quiet room with no windows. A folder is placed in front of you. Not dramatic. Not theatrical. Just paper, a pen, and a reminder that if you walk out of this building and talk about what you saw, your career ends before it begins. You sign anyway. Because you didn't come here for attention. You came here for a life where being unknown is part of the job. This is your life at every rank in MI6. And the first thing you learn is simple. The most important work is the work nobody can prove you did. You don't start as an officer. You start as an applicant. Forms that ask for everything. Background checks that go further than you expected. Interviews that test how you think when you don't know the right answer. Questions that sound ordinary until you realize they are measuring judgment, not knowledge. They are not looking for a certain personality. They are looking for stability. Because intelligence work doesn't break people with danger first. It breaks them with pressure, patience, and silence. When you're accepted, you are trained. Not in fantasies. In discipline. You learn how to write. How to observe. How to remember details without making a show of it. How to speak calmly and carefully. How to follow procedure even when you feel urgency. You learn the difference between curiosity and recklessness. You learn that doing more is not always the goal. The goal is doing only what is necessary, and doing it cleanly. At this stage, you are still being watched more than you are trusted. Then you become a junior case officer. You are assigned real work, but not the kind people imagine. You read reports. You verify sources. You learn how information moves from rumor to assessment to decision. You sit in briefings where senior officers speak in measured language, because words travel upward, and upward is where consequences begin. You are given tasks with narrow boundaries. You learn to operate inside those boundaries without pushing against them. Your first lesson is operational humility. Because in this world, ego is noise. As you gain experience, you handle more responsibility. You begin to manage assets and relationships in a controlled, professional way. You learn how trust is built slowly and how it collapses quickly. You learn that reliability matters more than charisma. You coordinate with analysts, legal oversight, and partner agencies. Every step is documented carefully, not because the system doubts you, but because the system has to survive scrutiny even when the work itself can't be discussed publicly. At this level, success is quiet. A situation that doesn't escalate. A risk that never reaches the headlines. A threat reduced without anyone ever knowing it existed. Then you move into senior officer territory. Now you are responsible for other officers' work. You review their decisions. You correct their assumptions. You approve plans that carry real risk, not because they are exciting, but because they are necessary. You learn the hardest part of leadership here. You are accountable for outcomes you did not personally execute. If something goes wrong, it will not be explained on television. It will be examined in rooms even quieter than the one you started in. And your name will be on the paperwork. Eventually, you become a station officer overseas. Your life becomes controlled routine. Not glamorous. Careful. You maintain networks. You protect identities. You manage problems before they become emergencies. You learn that the environment is never truly stable. Politics shifts. Local tensions rise. A small mistake becomes a large vulnerability. Your job is to anticipate friction. To keep operations running without creating attention. To be present without being visible. At this level, your personal comfort becomes irrelevant. Because you represent something larger than yourself, and you cannot afford careless habits. As a head of station, the weight changes again. Now you are responsible for an entire posture in a region. Multiple lines of work. Multiple risks. Multiple people relying on your judgment. You deal with incomplete information daily. You decide what to pursue and what to ignore. What to escalate and what to contain. You balance opportunity against exposure, because intelligence work is not built on perfect choices. It is built on the least damaging ones. You begin to understand that leadership here is not authority. It is restraint. Back at headquarters, you move into director-level responsibilities. You are no longer thinking in days or weeks. You're thinking in seasons. You oversee priorities, budgets, training standards, and operational readiness. You coordinate with government leadership, knowing that every briefing you deliver shapes decisions that affect lives far beyond your department. You cannot be dramatic. You cannot be vague. You must be precise, because precision is what makes decision-makers trust you. At the top, you are responsible for the institution, the standards, the culture, the boundaries. You are responsible for making sure the organization remains effective without becoming uncontrolled. Because intelligence without discipline becomes a liability. And discipline is the only thing that keeps power from turning into damage. From the outside, MI6 looks like secrets and action. From the inside, it is structure, policy, judgment, patience. A system built to do difficult work without losing control of itself. Somewhere right now, a junior officer is writing a report that will never be read by the public. Somewhere else, a senior officer is choosing which risks are worth carrying and which ones must be cut before they grow. That is the hierarchy. From the lowest level to the highest, the job is the same trade. You give up visibility in exchange for responsibility. And the higher you rise, the quieter your life becomes, because silence is part of the mission. If you want more breakdowns of real-world elite hierarchies like this, subscribe. New videos are posted regularly.